So I want this video to be brief. Pray that it is, because y'all know me. I'm going to get right into it. Today I want to talk about maintaining relationships, whether it's romantic or platonic. And one thing I love about the Bible is that it does not suggest that we should love one another. It's not really something, while there are passages that encourage it, for the most part, the Bible commands us to love. The Bible encourages and supports and promotes relationships. And I think the tension with culture and trends is that we are constantly being encouraged, whether it's in music, TV shows, depending on which vloggers we follow or bloggers, to let people go, to release them who no longer serves us, to end a relationship because it could have been seasonal. And so we begin to be people who need grace but struggle in extending grace. It is deeply rooted in self-righteousness and pride. And I think it also stems back to not having the proper strategies to work through disagreements or miscommunication. So lacking the proper skills to communicate. It also roots back to struggling with being transparent and authentic in how you feel about given situations that you're into, right? So if you have to rewind that, replay it, but bringing it back to the forefront, I want to talk about maintaining relationships. I really believe that God is a God who wants to see our communities thrive. We are our best selves when we have community. We are our best selves when we can enter spaces and know that at least one person in the room is for us, and it's not just Christ. And so today, per the usual, my students, they minister to me. They put me in situations where I have to minister to them or equip them, and it, you know, in turn, it teaches me. And so I'm going to make the situation really short so I can get to the main thing. My seniors are doing a project, and I am that teacher that's like, hey y'all, I know y'all sitting with y'all friends, but I want to encourage you to pick your partners for your project wisely. You know, you have to learn at this age that everybody you kick it with, you can't work with, you know, and you have to learn to be comfortable with saying to your friends, I love you, but I'm gonna go there. Okay, love you, but we don't do well together in serious matters. And of course, that's not a skill any senior has sharpened, right? I think when I was a senior, I was pretty good about partnering with people who did their work. But I'm gonna be honest, my friends did their work. But not everyone is fortunate to have those type of friends. So, long story short, one of my seniors wanted to change groups. They had expressed that for a while they carried their friend when it came to their work, and you know, they just were over it. So they didn't know how to go about the situation, and I'm like, okay, look, here's some avenues if you're not ready to have this candid conversation with your friend, where I can intervene as your teacher and kind of put you in a group and let the weight fall on me, right? No one's gonna question me. So for a couple of days it was fine, but unbeknownst to me, this person, these people, their friend group was offended by it, right? They're like, what are you doing in a different group? Like, nobody else has changed groups, because no one else took it upon themselves to say, like, Miss Wade, can you put me in a different group? But they did. They took the initiative. Long story short, it blew up today. And I missed the moment, I guess, because I was like doing hall duty. But throughout the day today, it really started to brew between the two of them. And at different times, they came to talk to me. And so the person who wanted to move, I explained to them that your friend has a right to be offended. This is an emotion we have to validate and affirm, because it's a response, it's a reaction to what happened, right? Any friend who feels like their friend doesn't want to work with them and they haven't had this conversation, the first thought is to be offended. When you're not mature to assess the entire picture, you're going to be offended. We all struggle with this. But then the person on the flip side, the one who no one wanted to work with, when they came to speak with me, their biggest issue was, why couldn't you come and tell me the truth? And so hopefully that didn't confuse you. But I sat down with the person who was offended for the longest between the two of them, and I was like, okay, I get why you're offended. One, this is supposed to be your friend, and they're supposed to be honest with you. That's the expectation. Okay? You being mad makes sense. This is a valid emotion to have given the situation at hand. All right? We got that out there? Okay. Now, let's look at the whole picture. Right? So we're sitting down. I said, are you a good person to work with? Do you do your work in group settings? And they were like, no. I said, okay. Is that the type of behavior you want to exhibit with your friend when it comes to workload and the divvying up of it? Should your friend be doing all the work in the name of being friends? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so is it possible that you also put them in a position that having this conversation would be difficult? And they're like, yeah. But I mean, I'm saying, like, there's supposed to be somebody who keeps it real. I get it. Most people who keep it real can be real with everyone but the people they love. I know. Then you have those who have no cut cards and they don't care, right? They just go off on anybody. But then you have those people who are really honest people, really blunt people, but struggle with boundary setting with people they love. And I said, is it possible that in their decision, they wanted to move tactfully so that it doesn't hurt your feelings? And it didn't work, but the intent was right. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you know, the exchange you all had due to you being frustrated and you blowing up could have been done differently and was inappropriate. And so this is me encouraging them. I'm like, I think the ball is in your court, and definitely it is your responsibility right now to initiate the next step in this discussion, right? So let's get into sustaining, maintaining relationships. The first thing you need to do if you want to keep a relationship and there is offense that exists is apologize. I have learned, and I will teach this to the mountains, that even when I'm right, even when my math adds up, even when 1 + 1 still equals 2, if this relationship is worth salvaging, which most relationships are, believe it or not, I'm going to apologize. And again, I'm not married yet, but I will say the relationships that I've been in, I think they've lasted as long as they have, because I'm not someone you can walk on, but I'm definitely that person that's like, you know what? We can't really talk about this until one of us puts our guards down, until one of us relinquishes control. And so I apologize. I apologize if I could have done something differently, right? And so sometimes you could say an apology real sarcastic or real shady. That's not what I'm promoting. I'm not promoting you to be petty. I'm promoting sincere apologies. And so the first thing you want to do when you love a person and you want to maintain this relationship, and it's a relationship worth keeping, it's healthy, it is promoting growth, right? Because I'm not encouraging anyone to do these things and they're in an unhealthy, abusive relationship. That's another topic. I'm talking about healthy, romantic, or platonic relationships. Platonic means you all are friends. Apologize. Offense exists here. And if it continues to live here, it's going to plant resentment and a host of other things if we can't grab hold of it at its root. So apologize. You lose nothing from apologizing. You lose nothing. As a matter of fact, here's the secret. The person who apologizes first is the strongest. usually, is the most messy. Okay, sorry, someone knocked at my door. So yes, first thing you need to do is apologize. The second thing you should do is state, I feel. No accusing, right? No, I apologize, but you deserve what you had coming. Because literally what you do is you put a Band-Aid on, and when you accuse, you take the Band-Aid off. That's what you're doing. But when you put a Band-Aid on, right, when you say, I apologize, I just feel, right? So like now you're adding ointment before the Band-Aid. The apology washes it. Then I feel statements begin to treat the wound. I feel like this is what took place, and here was my intentions. You put the Band-Aid on because you're done, right? If we can do this, I believe that we can sustain a lot of relationships. Another bonus tip is that when you're apologizing in general, or even when you're arguing, right? Because every apology doesn't mean that you're not going to go back into argument stage, because you all could still be very hot and heated and not hearing one another. And so this causes you all to go back and forth like, well, this is what I meant, but this is what I meant. The next step, or a bonus step, is do not attack the person. Usually we're not arguing about you, right? Even if I'm critiquing a behavior trait, I'm not trying to destroy you as a person. We're destroying the behavior. But usually outside of behavior arguments, you're talking about a problem. All comments should be geared towards that problem. That's it. I'm not attacking you. My goal is not to get out of this argument with you depleted and you destroyed. Because if I love you, like I say I do, if my intentions are in the right place, I want to see you come out full after this discussion. I want to see you whole, missing no body parts. Because even in platonic relationships, even in friendships, we're friends. And I don't feel good about destroying you. You know, like when you have a heated argument with your friend and y'all really don't make up, you're still mad. We're still at odds, even if we got to a solution. Now we have a new problem. And that was how I talked to you. That was what I said. That was my tone. Like, what was the point of apologizing about this if I'm going to create a mess over here? But when we argue and we attack the problem, no one leaves feeling personally wounded. Okay? And so I just want to, because I told myself I wanted to keep these videos short because y'all know I would go. But the Word of God says, love covers a multitude of sins. Cover means to put something over like a cloth. When you're going through it with your people, cover them. And it says love does the covering. Love means I love you enough not to drag your name through the mud. I love you enough not to act as if I don't love you. I love you enough to give you the benefit of the doubt until we figure this out. And I had to tell my friend, my student, excuse me. I said, y'all are friends, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so don't you think that was just as hard of a decision for her to make? Like, is it possible that though you're offended, on the flip side of your offense, this person was also put in a compromising state? And that maybe this opportunity, this situation provided an opportunity for you all to talk about something bigger than this assignment. Like your work ethic, or how you've made that person feel for a while when it came to school. And it's going to be uncomfortable, but this is a great opportunity to strengthen your communication in your relationship. And then it says for Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Usually before you destroy a thing, you were prideful about it and you did not want to take heed to wisdom, or you did not want to do what you knew you needed to do in your spirit. When I said, I think you should apologize. I think you should open up with an apology. The initial reaction I got from my student was like, for what? Like, not like that person didn't snap, but it was just like, but I'm like, listen, you lose nothing by apologizing. You're just as wrong. No matter who apologizes first, an apology needs to be had. If you avoid that part, if you let pride take precedent and you don't apologize, nothing you say is going to be heard, because this person has a barrier up. They have a wall up. They're ready to fight. But an apology brings that wall down. It's like, hello, you want to talk to me? Yeah, I apologize. I just wanted to tell you that I feel like, oh, that wall's going down? Yes, because they don't hear weapons. They don't see weapons. They don't feel attacked. They are hearing your heart. And when you take the first step to let your heart be shown, listen to me when I tell you. Relationships stay intact. People stay intact. People can see you, and I'm telling you, it allows you to maintain that relationship because you're showing some skin and you're acknowledging that this person has the ability to hurt you and that they possibly did, and that their presence and who they are means something to you. That means something to you. They were able to get under your skin. That means even more that they mean something to you. So today I pray that if you are in the middle of being at odds with someone you care about, right? If you are in a place that you and someone you care about can't get to common ground, my prayer is that you take the first step because you saw this video and you apologize. And someone's going to say, but I've already apologized. Okay, but what was the tone behind your apology? What was the intent of your heart behind the apology? And what followed the apology? Did you attack the person? Did you start finger pointing? Right? And even if you've apologized, you still lose nothing by apologizing again. So today I pray that you apologize and you say, you know, listen, I want to get this right. You might have to start that way. I want to get this right. You mean something to me. This relationship matters to me. It has value. So I want to get this right. And I would greatly appreciate it if we can both put our guards down and communicate. I'm happy to go first. I apologize. I feel this way when this happens. It does not excuse my inappropriate behavior, language, tone, or attitude. You know, whatever the depth of where things have gone. What my intentions were was this. I'm passing you the mic. Do you want to say anything? Are you ready to talk? Are you in a mental space to talk? And if not, I'm here when you're ready. I just wanted to say that. I'll wait for you to be ready. I love you. Depending on the relationship, I love you. Let me bring that back up. I love you. And I want this. I want this friendship. I want this relationship. I want them sugar. Right? I want this. And make no mistake that though we're at odds, I do want this. All right? So I gotta go. Okay? But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I have some good content coming up. And share this video. I really don't see why you wouldn't. I really don't see how someone wouldn't benefit from this. You know? I don't see it. And I'll see y'all in the next vlog. Have a good day.